Welcome back to the deep dive. If you sometimes feel like navigating nutrition advice is like walking through a minefield, well, you're definitely not alone.
Oh, absolutely. It's overwhelming.
Right. There's so much conflicting stuff out there. Eat this, avoid that. And what happens is perfectly good, healthy foods end up getting, blacklisted.
Mm-hmm. Based on outdated ideas or just bad press about how people prepare them?
It's total information overload.
Hmm.
So today, we've gathered insights from quite a bit of research, expert analyses, looking at 7 really nutritious foods.
Foods that have kind of been misunderstood or unfairly demonized for years.
Exactly. Staples you might even have in your kitchen right now, but maybe you're looking at them with a bit of unnecessary guilt or fear.
And that's really our goal today, isn't it? To cut through that confusion.
Yeah.
We want to translate the sometimes complex science into something clear, something you can actually use. So you can walk away feeling confident about these foods, armed with the latest evidence.
Okay, let's dive in there. Let's start with one that often gets shoved into the junk snack category,
Mm.
the humble peanut.
Ah, yes.
The common idea for ages has been, well, they're unhealthy, they're fattening, just full of empty calories, right? People see that high calorie number and just assume the worst for weight management.
And that assumption just fundamentally misses where those calories come from. Yes, they're calorie dense, no doubt,
Mm-hmm.
but that density is packed with good stuff. Healthy, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, a good amount of fiber, and plant-based protein. Calling those empty calories, that's just inaccurate.
Okay, but here's the bit that trips people up, I think, especially with weight. Calorie dense usually screams weight gain,
Right.
but you're saying the research suggests peanuts can actually help with weight loss efforts. How does that work? A high-fat food helping you eat less overall.
It sounds counterintuitive, but yes, absolutely. The key is satiety, how full and satisfied they make you feel.
Okay.
That mix of protein, healthy fat, and fiber, it digests much more slowly than, say, a bag of chips.
Right. Processed carbs.
Exactly. So the peanuts stick around longer, keep you feeling full, and that naturally reduces your urge to snack later. So maybe you eat 200 calories of peanuts, but that helps you cut out 300 or 400 calories later. It's about smart energy, not just low energy.
And that's before we even get to the micronutrients. We're talking vitamin E, niacin, folate, magnesium.
Potassium, antioxidants like resveratrol too. It's a really nutrient-rich package.
So the practical advice seems pretty straightforward then.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fear the peanut, just be smart about it.
Precisely. Go for unsalted, raw, or dry roasted to skip the extra oils and sodium.
And portion size matters, obviously, because they're dense.
Of course. But definitely not junk food. Far from it.
Okay, so if we follow that thread of misunderstood fats, that brings us neatly to another classic dietary debate.
Let me guess. Eggs.
You got it. The great egg yolk controversy. The idea that just won't die is that egg yolks, high dietary cholesterol, high blood cholesterol, gals heart attack risk.
Mm-hmm. The reason so many people are still tossing those perfectly good yolks.
Still, after all this time.
It's amazing how persistent that myth is. But the scientific consensus has, thankfully, shifted quite dramatically. For most healthy people, the cholesterol you eat in foods like eggs, it has a pretty minimal effect on your actual blood cholesterol levels.
Okay, unpack that for us.
Yeah.
Why? Why doesn't the cholesterol on my plate directly translate to the cholesterol in my veins?
It boils down to your body's own regulation system, primarily your liver. See, your liver actually produces the vast majority of the cholesterol your body needs to function. When you eat more dietary cholesterol, your liver usually just makes less. It adjusts its production to keep things balanced. So for the average person, having an egg or two isn't going to send their LDL, the bad cholesterol, soaring.
That makes so much sense when you put it that way. The body compensates.
Exactly. And if we can get past that old fear, eggs are powerhouses. I mean, people call them nature's multivitamin for a reason.
Complete protein, right? All 9 essential amino acids.
Yep. And then you've got key nutrients like choline, super important for brain health, memory, nerve function.
The eye health ones too, lutein and zeaxanthin.
Those potent antioxidants, yeah. They help protect against things like macular degeneration and cataracts as we age. And where are they concentrated?
In the yolk. The part people throw away.
The very same. You're literally binning brain and eye protection.
Incredible. So the bottom line is, eat the whole egg, enjoy them scrambled, poached, however.
Generally, yes. But, important caveat, if someone listening does have a specific type of hypercholesterolemia, a diagnosed condition, they should definitely consult their doctor or a dietitian. Their situation might be different.
Good point.
Yeah.
Always personalized based on individual health needs.
Absolutely. The big theme here seems to be context, right? The type of fat in peanuts, the cholesterol source in eggs, it all matters.
And nowhere is context more debated right now than with carbohydrates.
Oh boy. Carbs, yes.
Let's pivot then. Let's tackle the carbs that get a bad rap, starting with rice. The general thinking is often just, all rice is the same. It's a bad carb, makes you gain weight, spikes your blood sugar, lumps it in with, like, white bread.
And that's just way too simplistic. It completely ignores the type of rice.
Okay.
White rice is processed. The outer bran and germ layers are stripped off, and that's where most of the fiber and many nutrients are.
Right.
But whole grain versions, brown rice, wild rice, black rice, they keep those layers intact. So you're getting fiber, magnesium, selenium, B vitamins, a much richer nutritional profile.
So how does that fiber in, say, brown rice actually change how your body handles it compared to white rice? If I eat a bowl of white rice, I get that quick energy spike, maybe a crash. What's different with brown?
It's basically down to digestion speed. That fiber acts like a physical barrier.
Okay.
It slows down how quickly the carbohydrates are broken down into glucose and released into your bloodstream. So instead of a big rush of sugar,
You get a more gradual release.
yeah, exactly. Sustained energy, better blood sugar control, no dramatic spike and crash. Plus, you mentioned magnesium that's involved in over 300 different processes in the body. Energy production, muscle function, nerve signaling. It's crucial.
So the advice is pretty clear.
Yeah,
Aim for whole grain rice most of the time.
definitely prioritize it. And if you do use white rice occasionally, look for varieties that are fortified or enriched to get back some of those B vitamins and iron they added back in.
Makes sense. Okay, next up on the carb list, the potato. Possibly the ultimate example of blaming the food instead of the cooking method.
Oh, absolutely. The potato's reputation is almost entirely tied to deep frying.
Right. People hear potato and think French fry. Starchy, fattening, nutritionally useless.
Which is so unfair to the potato itself. A potato, especially with its skin left on, is a nutritional star. It's an excellent source of potassium.
More than bananas, I've heard.
Often, yes. Per serving, a baked potato with skin can easily have more potassium than a banana. And potassium is vital for helping regulate blood pressure, partly by counteracting sodium.
Wow. Okay, and it's a vitamin C, B6.
Yep. But here's the really interesting part, the thing that's getting more attention lately. Resistant starch.
Okay, I hear that term a lot. What is resistant starch, and why does it make a potato so special?
Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a type of starch that resists digestion in your small intestine.
So your body doesn't break it down easily.
Right. It travels down largely intact to your large intestine, where it acts like food for your beneficial gut bacteria. It functions sort of like soluble fiber.
So it's prebiotic. It feeds the good bugs.
Exactly. It promotes a healthy gut microbiome. And when those bacteria ferment the resistant starch, they produce compounds called short-chain fatty acids like butyrate.
And what do those do for us?
Butyrate is amazing fuel for the cells lining your colon. It helps reduce inflammation. And get this, it can actually improve insulin sensitivity.
Wait, so eating a potato cooked the right way can help with blood sugar control?
Potentially, yes. Through that resistant starch mechanism, it completely flips the bad carb narrative on its head. Cooking and then cooling potatoes actually increases the resistant starch content, too.
That's fascinating. It really drives home the point about preparation.
Absolutely. Why would you take this potentially gut-friendly, nutrient-rich food and deep fry it into oblivion?
So the takeaway is bake it, boil it, roast it, steam it.
And leave the skin on. That's crucial for the fiber, the potassium, and maximizing that resistant starch.
Right. Okay, let's shift gears a bit from staple foods to things that are more like daily habits or maybe treats.
Sounds good. Where should we start?
How about something many of us practically run on? Coffee.
Ah, coffee, the fuel of modern life.
The big myth here is always about dehydration, right? That it's unhealthy, just makes you jittery, maybe a vehicle for sugar.
People worry they need to drink extra water just to counteract their coffee.
Yeah.
And look, while caffeine is a mild diuretic, the dehydrating effect is largely overblown for moderate consumption.
Now, moderate is moderate.
Generally, around 3 to 4 standard cups a day is considered safe and potentially beneficial for most healthy adults. The fluid you get from the coffee pretty much balances out any minor fluid lost from the caffeine. You're not going to shrivel up from your morning brew.
Okay, that's reassuring. But what about the unhealthy part? Is it just caffeine?
Actually, coffee is surprisingly rich in antioxidants, specifically things called chlorogenic acids. In many Western diets, coffee is one of the biggest single sources of antioxidants people consume.
Really? More than fruits and vegetables for some people.
For the average diet, often yes, which is quite revealing about overall dietary patterns, but it highlights coffee's contribution.
So what do those antioxidants do? What are the tangible health benefits linked to coffee?
Well, a lot of research, observational studies mostly, consistently links regular, moderate coffee drinking with a lower risk of several serious conditions.
Like what?
Things like type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and even certain liver diseases, including cirrhosis and liver cancer.
Wow, that's quite a list. Why? Is it just the antioxidants?
It's likely a combination of the antioxidants and other bioactive compounds in coffee, which seem to help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in the body.
So the message is, enjoy your coffee, but maybe keep it simple.
Exactly. Drink it black or with just a splash of milk or unsweetened plant milk. Where it goes wrong is loading it up with sugary syrups, whipped cream. That cancels out the benefits pretty quickly.
And maybe watch the timing if it affects your sleep.
Definitely. Avoid it late afternoon or evening if you're sensitive.
Okay. Now let's talk about something often marketed as a pure health food. Yogurt.
Ah, the yogurt aisle. A place of great promise and potential pitfalls.
The misconception is that all yogurt is automatically healthy, packed with probiotics, great for your gut, helps with weight loss, the whole package.
If only it were that simple. This is probably one of the biggest sugar traps out there. Oh, yeah. While plain yogurt can be a fantastic, good source of calcium, protein, potentially probiotics, many, maybe even most, commercial flavored yogurts are absolutely loaded with added sugar.
How much are we talking?
Some single serving pots can have as much sugar as a candy bar or a small dessert. It's shocking. And all that sugar basically negates the health halo.
So you're adding inflammation and empty calories instead of getting benefits.
Precisely. And you also have to look for yogurts that specifically say live and active cultures on the label.
Why is that important?
Because those are the beneficial bacteria, the probiotics. If the yogurt has been heat treated after fermentation, or if the cultures weren't there in significant amounts to begin with, you're not getting that gut health boost.
And those probiotics, when they are present and alive, are key for, well, digestion, obviously, but also immune function.
And increasingly, research points to the gut-brain axis. A healthy gut microbiome seems really important for mental well-being, too.
Plus, if you choose something like Greek yogurt, you get that extra protein punch.
Right, which ties back to satiety, feeling fuller for longer, helping with weight management similar to the peanuts we discussed.
So the strategy here is pretty clear, too.
It really is.
Not
Choose plain, unsweetened yogurt whenever possible. That puts you in control.
And then you can add your own flavor.
Exactly. Add fresh fruit, maybe some nuts or seeds, a tiny drizzle of honey or maple syrup if you need sweetness. You control the amount and the type of sugar. That's the way to keep it genuinely healthy.
Okay, final food on our list. Let's end with something that feels like an indulgence, but might deserve a second look. Dark chocolate.
Ah, chocolate. Always a popular topic.
The common thinking is just chocolate candy. High sugar, high fat, unhealthy treat. End of story.
And that definitely holds true for your standard milk chocolate bar packed with sugar and often lower quality fats. But that ignores the world of dark chocolate.
Okay, so what's the difference? Why is dark chocolate special?
It comes down to the cocoa content. When we talk health benefits, we're focusing on high-quality dark chocolate, usually 70% cocoa solids or higher.
And what's in that high cocoa content stuff?
Flavonoids. These are powerful antioxidant compounds naturally found in cocoa beans. The higher the cocoa percentage, generally, the more flavonoids you get, and usually the less sugar is added.
So less sugar, more antioxidants. How do those flavonoids actually benefit us?
They're particularly known for their effects on cardiovascular health. They act as vasodilators.
Meaning they relax blood vessels.
Exactly. They help the body produce nitric oxide, which signals the smooth muscle in blood vessel walls to relax and widen.
Okay, and why is that good?
Better blood flow. This mechanism helps lower blood pressure, improve circulation, and may even reduce the risk of blood clots forming,
That's pretty impressive for chocolate.
isn't it? There's also evidence they might improve insulin sensitivity and even boost cognitive function, possibly by increasing blood flow to the brain.
So it's a functional food then, but with caveats.
Big caveats. Quality and quantity are everything here.
Right. So the advice isn't eat loads of chocolate.
Definitely not. Moderation is absolutely key. We're talking maybe a small square or two a few times a week.
And focusing specifically on that high cocoa percentage.
Relentlessly. Aim for 70% or higher to get the maximum flavonoid benefit with the minimum added sugar. It's a treat with potential benefits, not a health food to eat with abandon.
What a fantastic run-through. Peanuts, eggs, rice, potatoes, coffee, yogurt, dark chocolate. Quite the lineup.
It really covers a lot of common dietary ground, doesn't it?
It does. And the theme that just keeps coming up is understanding the details lets you move past those old, often outdated fears. Knowing what's actually in the food and how preparation changes things, that knowledge is power.
It absolutely is. That's the main takeaway, I think. Context changes everything. Preparation is so often the key that unlocks or unfortunately locks away a food's true potential.
Like leaving the skin on the potato
Or choosing the plain yogurt.
or opting for whole grain rice.
Exactly. Those choices dictate the real nutritional outcome. Ultimately, a balanced, varied diet built on solid information, not myths, that's the foundation of good health.
So we really hope this encourages you, our listener, to maybe look at your pantry, look at your habits with fresh eyes informed by science, not by fear.
Don't let those old nutrition myths dictate your choices today. And maybe here's a final thought to chew on.
Okay.
We talked about the big difference between white rice and whole grain rice,
Right.
and the amazing benefits of resistant starch in a simple potato feeding your gut bacteria. So think about this. How might really scrutinizing the details in your own meals, like where exactly is my fiber coming from today? Which specific antioxidants am I getting from this meal? What functional components are present beyond just calories or basic macros? How might asking those deeper questions change the way you plan your meals every single day?
Thinking about which foods are just fuel versus which are actively working for your health.
Precisely. Something to explore until our next deep dive.